Okay, here we go. So, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining me today. And as you know, this is going to be a series. So, it's going to be EFT for physical issues, where I will be talking about different aspects of this topic and in each YouTube live session. And I'll be doing, of course, more YouTube lives on this topic. So, you can subscribe to my channel to get reminders about this. Now, before I go into this topic, let me just give you a brief of my personal experience with EFT and how it helped me in my healing journey. Specifically when it came to a physical issue that I was dealing with a couple of years back, and and that's that's when my faith in EFT really increased, because I've been working with clients for a long time, and they've experienced a lot of relief in various physical and emotional issues. But when you really work on something physical, when it comes to yourself and you work on a physical issue and you see a dramatic change, it really strengthens that belief in the power of EFT. So what happened was, a couple of years back, I found a nodule of around 3 centimeters in my left lobe of thyroid, and that was really shocking. And it just seemed to appear overnight, and I could see the bulge in the left side of my throat. And that's when I tapped extensively on that shock. So it was really shocking because it just came out of nowhere. And after the tests, I found that my TSH was really low, and I was on the verge of a subclinical hyperthyroidism. It was not yet hyperthyroidism, but it was going to become hyperthyroidism soon. And then after the tests, I found that I had a benign adenomatoid nodule. It's basically a complex cyst, and the doctor said that if you don't remove it surgically, then it's going to affect your entire thyroid gland. So I thought about it, and I decided to give it some time and try EFT. And I also made some lifestyle changes. But I didn't take any medication and I didn't go for surgery. Now, over time, within in fact 3 months of tapping, the size reduced, and then it kept reducing. I kept tapping for the next 2 years. I kept tapping on and off. In the beginning, for 6 months, it was really extensive tapping. I worked on anything that could have contributed to it, and the events that could have contributed to it, stressful events. And we'll be talking about that in the next YouTube live, how you can work on specific events to help the physical problem. And over time, recently when I took my scan, then the latest scans show that it's only 6 mm, which means it's reduced from 3 centimeters to 6 mm. And it's benign and it's there, but it has reduced drastically. And you can read this entire story on my website, on the blog. It's given there. So that's just my personal story, and I've worked on a lot of things by myself, and I've had EFT practitioners where we've exchanged sessions and we've worked on things. So like tapping buddies, that really works. So this is just a brief about that. Now coming back to this presentation. Now the purpose of this presentation is, this series is to help you work on your physical issues and develop a systematic self-help plan with EFT. And you can incorporate this plan in the healing that you're already doing. So you might be taking medication, you might need a surgery, there could be multiple things that you might need, but you can incorporate EFT at every step of your healing journey. Now, Lisa Rankin, who is a MD, and in her book Mind Over Medicine, she says that there's proof that you can radically alter your body's physiology just by changing your mind. And I'll just and there's also proof that you can make yourself sick when your mind thinks unhealthy thoughts. Now, isn't that interesting? And that's why we need tools like EFT to help us in the healing journey. So in this presentation, we are going to learn how to release the impact of diagnosis from your mind and body, because when you find out about a physical illness, no matter what it is, It could look small to others, but it's always big, and it's always shocking and unexpected if it just comes out of the blue. And even if you're expecting it, there is some kind of stress that it produces. And so we learn how to work on that. And then tapping on the doctor's words, what the doctors say have that, has a huge impact on us. And it's very important to work on that. Then the invasive tests and hospital visits, they can be really stressful. It's important to release that stress as well, and the impact of the prognosis. So EFT standard protocol, I've already explained that to you, so I'm not going to go into the details right now. You have to do the measure, then setup and the sequence. Choose a problem, measure the intensity, do the setup, do the sequence, test the intensity again. That's one round of EFT. So this presentation is basically for people who already know EFT. And if you don't, then you can go to EFT Universe or amit.org and find out more about EFT. Now, how do we deal with the shock of finding out about the diagnosis? So what you need to do is just tap on the stress, and you need to frame simple and clear setup phrases about what you exactly feel. So it's very important to tap on what you feel. Be brutally honest with yourself. Tap on anything that comes up. Make notes. Write down all that you feel about the diagnosis, and do at least 2 to 3 rounds on each one until that aspect reduces in intensity. So I'll give you an example. So let's say if I take my example about the thyroid, the cyst. So even though you will tap on your side of the hand and say, even though I found out that I have a cyst in my thyroid, or and you can substitute it with whatever you found out. So it could be something that you found many years back, so the diagnosis was long back, or it's something recent. It doesn't matter. The thing is that you need to think about it, and if it's giving you stress right now, then you need to tap on it. So you need to say, even though I have this, whatever it is, this, let's say, cyst, and I feel angry or hurt or shocked or stressed, I deeply and completely accept myself. So just do a round with me. Even though I have this, for me it's a cyst, for you it could be anything else. I feel, just focus on what you feel. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this cyst and I feel shocked, I deeply and completely accept myself. So your reminder phrase is going to be on the top of your head, this feeling of shock. For example, replace it with whatever you're feeling right now, or whenever you sit down to tap. So just make a note of these steps, and then you can sit down and tap. You can tap with me right now, but it's we won't do that much tapping right now, so I'm not sure how much it will help you. You might even get overwhelmed. So it's best to note these affirmations and reminder phrases, and then use this structure. I'm just trying to provide you a structure where you can put in your own words, your own feelings. So your reminder phrase will be this feeling of shock, top of the head, eyebrow, this feeling of shock, eye corner, this feeling of shock, under eye, this feeling of shock, under nose, this feeling of shock, chin, this feeling of shock, collarbone, this feeling of shock, underarm, this feeling of shock. And once you're done with this, take a deep breath. And of course, before you begin tapping, you need to measure. So what is, how strong is that feeling of shock or anger or hurt or stress or whatever you feel in your body? Is it showing up as tightness in your chest or something else in your stomach? Focus on that sensation. And after you've done a round of tapping, tap on, just find out how much of that sensation is still there. How strong is it? What is the SUD level? So SUD is just, your subjective units of distress. So just, it's on a scale of 0 to 10. So 0 being no discomfort, no issue, and 10 being very high discomfort. Now, you can do multiple rounds on this. So your next round can be, even though I still feel shocked, I deeply and completely accept myself. Your reminder phrase will be this remaining shock or this remaining anger. Remember, whatever emotion you start with, try and bring down the intensity of that emotion first. Then go to the next one. Maybe you have something else coming up. Now, let's say you have you are ashamed of the diagnosis. Uh, you found out something that you don't want to share with others. Obviously, you feel bad about it. Tap on that. Tap on that. So keep tapping until you reduce the intensity. So this is the first step. Just I'm just checking. All right, seems to be okay. Um, Next, tapping on the doctor's words. So anyone who's in an authority position, like a doctor is in the authority position, what he or she says has an impact on us. Um, and of course, the way they say it, if they whether they are compassionate, sympathetic when they're talking about it, or are they, you know, just too objective. Of course, they need to be objective, but sometimes they can be so objective and they just present it like it's okay, this is what it is, and this is what's going to happen, and that has an impact on you. So when I went to my doctor, and my doctor was very knowledgeable, of course, he explained the entire thing, but he said that the only thing that you can do is the surgery. Nothing else is going to help. Or the only thing that's going to help is medication. And even that won't help in the long run. So it was important for me to tap on that, because this can give rise to certain thoughts that, oh, it's not going to heal, it's incurable. And so it's very important to tap on the doctor's words. So think about what the doctor said. What did he tell you, or what did he or she tell you about the problem? And then tap on that. So your setup phrase will be on the side of the hand, even though the doctor said that. Now, exactly whatever you remember about what the doctor said, put that there. Even though the doctor said that, for example, I need a surgery or lifelong medication, or this is incurable, I deeply and completely accept myself. Again, even though the doctor said that, whatever he said, I deeply and completely accept myself. Again, even though the doctor said that, whatever he said, and then I deeply and completely accept myself. Then, and your sequence with the reminder phrase will be from the top of your head point, you will say, the doctor said that. Icon, eyebrow, the doctor said that. Whatever the doctor said, tap on that, say that on each point, and then see how it feels. Does it bring up something new? Does it bring up um, frustration? Does it stress you? Does it show up as some kind of a physical sensation, a raw sensation in your body? Take that up, tap on that, make a note of it, tap on that. So let's say it's showing up as tightness in your body, or something is coming up. So even though something is coming up, when I think about what the doctor said, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though something is coming up, I feel this sensation in my chest. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though something came up when I thought about what the doctor said, and this was way back in 2000, let's say 4, and I remember that, and that makes me feel. So how it makes you feel now, that's important. I deeply and completely accept myself. And your reminder phrase will be what you feel in your body and whatever has come up. So this tightness in my chest when I think about what the doctor said. Eyebrow, this tightness in my chest when I think about what the doctor said. The doctor said that this is incurable, and when I think about it, so keep changing your points, and when I think about it, I feel this tightness in my chest, or and this frustration that's showing up as tightness in my chest, this frustration. So each point, say that again, measure that tightness in your chest, or that raw sensation, how wherever it's showing up, however it's showing up. Is it still in the same place? Has it shifted? Remember, the sensation can shift to different parts of your body, and you need to tap on the most intense sensation. And while you're tapping on that, remember that the associated emotions will also get resolved. So do this, tap on the words, neutralize the words, see that it no longer has the same impact on you. And then the second one is, what impact did it have on you? So similarly, say, even though the doctor said that, and his tone of voice was, he was very grave when he said that, he was very serious when he said that. And when I think about it, it makes me feel hopeless. I deeply and completely accept myself. Do three, say this 3 times on your side of the hand point. So the structure is was tap on the words of the doctor. Next will be how does that make you feel? Next will be how did the tone of the voice make you feel, or the words, what impact did it have? So it's always important to see, check how you feel about it. So tap on the emotions and make sure that you neutralize. By neutralize, I mean you bring down the intensity of each aspect that you have taken up, each emotion that you've taken up. Now, in this case, your reminder phrase will be he, she, whatever they said, and how that makes you feel. So, top of the head, it makes me feel hopeless. Eyebrow, this makes me feel hopeless. Eye corner, this makes me feel hopeless. Under eye, this makes me feel hopeless. And each point, similarly, you do that. And that completes one round of EFT again. Then you measure again. Again, go back to your body. See how your body feels because your body is the best indicator. And when you feel that your body is calmer and test it again, think about the words. Do you feel that there's still some intensity? If there's still some intensity, tap again and keep tapping till the intensity reduces. Okay, so this is a structure that you can use for tapping on the doctor's words. Next one is invasive tests and hospital visits. So if you when you found out that you have this illness or this problem, um, obviously you had to go for invasive tests, and maybe you just found out and maybe next week you need to go for certain tests. So in the first case, let's say you found out sometime back and those invasive, you remember all those tests and how that made you feel. It's important to tap on those feelings, how you felt during, when you think about those tests, and if you're still carrying that stress in your body, it's important to tap on that and to release it. And similarly, if you have some tests that are coming up, you can do finger tapping, which means you can press the finger points and say the phrases like this anxiety or this fear, and say that on each finger point. Then say, I would like to release this fear, or I would like to increase my tolerance for the pain, or I would like to easily release this anxiety or this fear or this pain. And you can do that while the test is going on. Now, if you've had a test in the past, then the tapping is going to be something like on your side of the hand point, you'll say, even though I had to go through that test and that was really painful, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I had to go through that test and it was really painful, the injection was really painful, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I had to go through that test and I'm still carrying that stress in my body. So make a note of this. You need to say that, your body might be still carrying that stress. So you can say, even though I went for that test and my body might be still carrying that stress, I deeply and completely accept myself. And your reminder phrase will be, um, I went through the test and that was very painful on each point. Then you can again start from the side of the hand and say, another round can be something like, even though I'm still carrying that stress, I would like to ask my body to release that stress. So this is important. What you're doing is you're asking your body to release the stress. But remember, always tap on the problem first and then only introduce new perspectives. These perspectives need to make sense to you. So you need to add something that makes sense to you, that you don't have any objection to. Your body needs to be okay with what you're saying. So you can say, even though I'm still carrying that stress, I would like to ask my body to release the stress. And then on each sequence point, each your reminder phrase will be, my body is still carrying that stress. And the next one can be, I would like to ask my body to release the stress. Then again, so you can alternate between these two. My body is still carrying the stress of that procedure, and I would like to ask my body to release it. Now, you need to also tap on the hospital visits. So, even though something like, even though the hospital visit was really painful, uncomfortable, think about it, go into the details, describe while tapping. So, keep tapping on the karate chop point, describe it. Even though the hospital visit was this, this, and this is what happened, I deeply and completely accept myself. 3 times on your side of the hand or karate chop point, and then on each point your reminder phrase will be, describe it. So you can keep describing and tapping, and you can do several of those tapping rounds, several of those reminder phrases, until your body feels calmer, until you no longer have that charge when you think about that hospital visit. One good way of, one of the ways that we tap on specific incidents is to do the movie technique or tell the story technique, and you'll find out details about these two techniques on Gary's website, emofree.com, or Amit. You can download their manual, or you can take a workshop and learn how to do these techniques. Now, the next one is impact of prognosis. So, prognosis is the likely course of a medical condition, what's likely to happen, and it's based on medical experience, what is going to happen. Now, whatever is going to happen, meaning whatever the doctor has told you about it, whatever the tests have revealed, you need to tap on that. So, let's say on your a side of the hand point, you will say, let's say the prognosis is not so good. The reports say that, let's say my liver won't function normally again, or something else. I only have a few months to live. So tap on that, even though the prognosis looks bad and the report and the tests say that, whatever it is, say that. I deeply and completely accept myself, even though the prognosis looks bad and the reports say that, whatever the reports say, whatever the tests say, whatever the doctor says, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then each point you're going to be saying, the report says that. Now, it's important to say the report says that, because that's what it is. The report says that, or the doctor says that, or the prognosis is, say that on each point. So the prognosis is that, or the report says that, or the doctor says that on each point. Again, check how you feel in your body. If a new sensation has come up, tap on that. Keep tapping till you feel, that your intensity is reducing. Excuse me. And then after a few rounds, you can tap with some positive choices. Like, even though the prognosis is this and this, I would like to help my body to heal. Or I will not give up. Or I will stay hopeful and courageous. Or I will take care of my mind and body, or I choose to trust my body to heal, or something else. Just put in something that makes sense to you. Something, even something like, I would like God to help me. God is with me. If you are, religious, or if you're spiritual, whatever that helps you. And make sure that the phrase makes sense to you. It's your own phrase, it's something that you believe in, and it's something that's going to keep you hopeful, and it'll help you handle the situation. So say this on the side of the hand point 3 times. Then your reminder phrase will be something like, I would like my body to heal. Each point, I would like my body to heal, or I would like to ask my body to help me heal. I'm going to make certain changes in my lifestyle, or I'm going to do EFT daily, or I'm going to go within and dissolve the pattern that created this problem. That's Louis Hayes' affirmation. So all of this can be used, and you can tap on the prognosis. So it's very important to release the impact of that, because the prognosis can make you feel that, you can start believing whatever it says. You can start believing that, oh, this is what's going to happen. And it's very important to change um, the impact so the prognosis has had on you. It's very important to change that. Points to remember in EFT tapping: tap regularly, tap on all the aspects: cognitive, which is thoughts and beliefs; physical, how do you feel in your body; emotional, like hurt, anger, shame; behavioral, how do you deal with it. Do you like, for example, you might just avoid going to the doctor, but the thing is, it's also important to go to the doctor. You do need to find out what the problem is, and when you really know what the problem is, it actually becomes easier to tap on that problem with EFT. And then the beliefs, which is, okay, this may not heal. I think that it's going to, I will not be able to heal myself. These are beliefs that you need to work on. And tap on each aspect till the intensity is 0 or very low. Hydration, of course, you need to keep drinking water before, during, and after the EFT process. It's important to stay hydrated. Be specific. Again, you need to be really specific. Cannot put too many things under a larger heading, because that is going to handicap the progress of EFT. Break the problems into specific events and work on them. You can use the movie technique, you can use the story technique, and this is going to help. Resources: Amit, EFT Universe. Gary Craig is the founder of EFT, his website. And for if you are in India and you want to attend the workshops, you can sign up on my website to get notified about Amit approved workshops in Chennai. So that's all for today, and I hope this information was helpful, and I hope that whatever you're dealing with, you stay courageous and you stay compassionate towards yourself, and I hope you can use EFT. And if you have any questions, you can go to my Facebook page, which is Emo Free Therapy page, and you can post your questions there. I'll be really happy to answer those questions. So that's all for today, and have a really good day or good night if you're not in India. And take care of yourself. Okay, so I'll see if there are any questions. If any of you have any questions, you can post it here. I'm just seeing if this link works. Okay. You can post your questions here. I'm going to be there for another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to post your questions. I'm going to be here for 5 minutes. And this replay is going to be available for the next 2 to 3 days. And the next YouTube live will be around after 2 weeks. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can you will get notified about the next YouTube live. All right. So I'm going to stop the broadcast now. And if you have questions later on, you can go to my Emo Free Therapy page and post it there. Okay. So have a good day. And I'm going to just close the broadcast now.